Hey guys, Parfax here, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about the recent Forged in Aeternum video. Before we get into it, make sure you comment, subscribe, all that stuff. We're going to be talking about some stuff that could be very big in the upcoming patches. So we're going to play a short clip. This is from the YouTube. You can see here, we're just getting ready to click the play button. I want to listen to it, and then I'll talk a little bit more about what they talk about, because we're not going to watch this entire video because that'd be kind of boring, because you guys can just go watch it yourself. But I want to talk a little bit about this clip and where I think New World is going, whether it's going to be good, bad, and something you guys definitely need to do. All right, let's go ahead and play it.
Internally, right? Which is, do we lean into bind on pickup more for our crafters? I think you said it really well earlier before this video started, but we can't have, a single crafter stand up the entire server with just insane items because they can control everything that they.
Well, if we do that, then the game just becomes buy stuff from the trading post.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
That's not what we want.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
And so, if we can lean into, say, you have more control over items, but these items are bind on pickup. Now, for yourself, you can be more self-sufficient.
Super self-sufficient.
Which I think is great.
Get a really rad BIS item.
Yeah.
Yeah, and have a cool story maybe of how you actually had to get all of the required materials to do that too, and things like that. Yeah.
So like, if we look at crafting right now, you do all the work, you get to 200. Then you go spend the money, or you go grind out all the clothes, and then you go grind out all the trophies. And I mean, food is simple. But by the time you get all this stuff done at the end of it, you are hoping for good rolls to pay off for that investment.
Yeah.
If you could be more self-sufficient and make yourself some pretty sick stuff, then now you have other motives to go through that huge loop just to guarantee that you've got something at the end. There's like that nugget.
Right. As an end.
So what they're saying here, and this is something that New World has really been sort of angling towards, and I think this is actually wonderful for the game, but they're going to make it so, at least what we can see, it looks like they're going to make it to where you can craft stuff for yourself that has a little bit more guaranteed rolls. It might be maybe guaranteed Legos or a lot higher chance for legendaries. They haven't specifically said exactly what it's going to be, but if you want to craft something sort of like these patterns that I've been absolutely loving and I've been telling everybody to get, because it's a very high chance to roll something that is BIS on some builds and nearly BIS on others. So it's a very good, it's a very good item that people can get. It's a bind on pickup items once you craft the item, but it's just something that is, fantastic for the player base and very good for people that want to gear. One of the last videos that I put out, we talked a lot about, is New World becoming inaccessible? And then we talked a little bit before that, it was after that, about the possible gearing changes. They're trying to make gearing easier, which I think is a good thing. I know they talked a little bit about in the beginning part of this video that they want to make it to where you're always grinding for something, and that's just kind of the MMO thing, right? You just gotta, you're always grinding for something. Every time you do something, they want it to make it feel like it's rewarding, and you're constantly striving to get something. But one of the biggest problems New World has is it's so hard RNG focused that it actually takes most people, and they say, well, I don't even want to craft because it's so horrible. And if I'm going to craft, it's actually not worth your money to craft it yourself. It's better just to have somebody else craft it. Well, this means that if you're not a crafter, you still don't have to. You can still basically play the game as we play it, but it actually gives a benefit for the people that have leveled up their crafting and gotten it to 200, got all the pieces of gear, and are able to actually go out there and, maybe craft some better pieces of gear for them. We have a semi-system like that with the dungeon exclusive items that you craft just for yourself, but there's a lot of reasons why those aren't very good. The perk pools on them can be very bad, so it's not something that people really utilize much. Plus, with scarabs, it's hard to not do scarab rolls because it's so crazy good. Now, they do talk a little bit about a few other things when it comes to gearing, maybe like the PvP reward track giving you a lot more prestige items. This is just kind of something that I think might happen, is they might reset our PvP tracks. They keep really talking about like the first 20 levels and then after that. So don't be surprised if they reset our PvP track, which honestly they should about every season, because it's kind of meant to be a progression system. but it's going to put a lot better items in that PvP reward track. They talked about, maybe grinding Garden of Genesis for a specific spot. They said they've already looked, and they can see what items people are looking for, and they'll be able to put those items in specific locations, maybe like the PvP reward track, or, something along the lines of in Genesis, if everybody's looking for, I don't know, a great sword with trenchant strikes, Bane, keenly empowered. They didn't say that specific item, but if that's what people are crafting, that could be an item that they put in the game or has a basically a guaranteed drop after a certain period of time that allows you to get more BIS items. This is something I think New World has been lacking. They talked a little bit about how, well, they want you to, every time you do something, to feel rewarding. The 100th mutation you want it to feel rewarding and you're grinding towards something. And that's actually just not the way New World works currently. It doesn't, because of how bad the RNG is in the game and because of how some of their systems, it doesn't feel rewarding. Now, mutations are probably the most rewarding content to do in the game, and that's only because you get the Umbral Shards that you can either sell or keep yourself, and it actually drops decent loot, but honestly, it hasn't been that great as of late, and now with people crafting more BIS, then people, if you don't get an actual BIS item, it just doesn't sell. So there's some ups and downs. They go into a little bit more detail about what they want to do and how they're going to do it, and they don't really, really refine exactly what their plans are, but it does say that they are looking at adjusting the crafting and that the PvP stuff, the PvP reward track, is coming in season 2. So we might be wanting to get out there and level your crafting. If you haven't done it, it's actually extremely easy now. If you've just been playing the game and salvaging your items, you may have a ton of like the purple material, even some of the blue, maybe some green. And those are just the material that you get from deconstructing items. These are fantastic for leveling up your weaponsmithing or whatever you want to level up. You should be looking to get them. And if this comes into play and this happens, the trophy mats are gonna go up for all those materials or for all those crafts. The material for the gear for those actual crafts is gonna go up. So make sure you get out there, and if you're possibly going to want to, get into the system, get out there and start grinding it. Maybe get your guild together. That's be a great company activity to go out there and maybe camp one of the bosses that people are looking for, or just get out there, put nice buy orders, and get that stuff soon. Because if this does come to play, people are going to want to craft more. Trophies aren't going to be as big a thing because it's something you can trade back and forth. But when it comes to the gear, it is going to be something that you will have to get for yourself. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think. I think this is a great change with a lot of changes coming to New World, especially in consideration of the gear score that's going to be increased. They do need to make things easier to get, and that is the route they are going. I've been saying this for a while. They have been moving in the direction of making you craft everything yourself, and that is just something that they have done. Leveling your crafting now is super easy. The only thing I have left to do is my engineering, and I think I have actually all the materials for the trophies. So I just got to finish leveling that up, and as soon as I get it to 150, then I can start using my purple materials, and I probably already will be able to get it to 200. But all right, guys, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, like always. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think of this change, whether it's good, bad, indifferent, or if I'm just taking this completely out of context. I will link the video in the description down below. Make sure you go ahead and watch it. These Fortunate Aeternum videos are either like really insightful or completely, I don't want to say useless, but not something that most people watch. They don't do a very good job of actually like stating whether it's a good video or not, or a informative video or not. So I try to look out for Twitter and their polls. They did put up a poll asking you what you are looking forward to the most when it comes to the new like crafting systems or what they put in already. So go ahead and vote on that. But I appreciate you guys watching. Like, comment, subscribe like always, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.